Cody Rhodes won the WWE Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania. He finally finished his story, but the question I have is, who is going to challenge Cody this year, from now all the way until next year's WrestleMania? Because there's gonna be a lot of stuff happening this year, and we're coming up real quick to the WWE draft, so it's really gonna shake up. But we're gonna look at today who could be kind of the top contenders this year that could face Cody Rhodes, big programs and small programs, because it's not gonna just be Cody versus The Rock, Cody versus Roman Reigns. It's not gonna be just that. They gotta fill in this whole calendar year with big challengers, big opponents for Cody. So we're gonna look at everybody that could realistically challenge Cody Rhodes. Just draft pending. Okay, one obvious name that could totally take on Cody Rhodes this year, it'd be a great 3-month program going into SummerSlam through to Survivor Series. It could even be a potential WrestleMania program. I'd personally love to see it, and that is Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. The history alone between these two guys is massive. Randy kind of bringing up Cody Rhodes in the whole career. The amount of history you can pull from this is huge. It would be credible. It would almost make you feel like Randy could win the belt from Cody Rhodes. Family history as well. The promos would be excellent. Randy's a beast. He's just a giant mountain of a man at this point. And Randy going heel is my favorite version of Randy Orton. We have fun, smiling babyface Randy Orton right now, and it's a lot of fun, and he's having fun. But I love it if they just took it up a notch. He has this short babyface run, and then you end up with a moment where the two of them are on the same show, and it looks like Randy is going to maybe save Cody Rhodes, and boom, RKO, and you set up your story. And again, that can be several months of a story arc, because Cody is probably going to deal with the bloodline again, probably deal with Roman or The Rock, or both, and that's kind of the overarching story here. We'll put that in as number 2. The Rock, the final boss, and Cody Rhodes are definitely going to meet again at some point. They've teased it already. It's a matter of how this is all going to come together. The Rock is definitely going to have a match, I think, with Cody one-on-one, and that could be in Saudi Arabia, SummerSlam, the Rumble. I don't know if they want to do it at WrestleMania 41, if they're not going to do Roman Reigns, but The Rock is definitely on the list as one of his contenders. The next one, Roman Reigns. They could do a rematch. You could have Roman Reigns come back and try to take on Cody Rhodes at, for example, SummerSlam. And they could have their rematch where, a little fantasy booking, but Cody retains the title. And it could be because of the cost of the new bloodline and The Rock, and they cost Roman Reigns the match, or that he is failing in the match and they take him down. And maybe Roman just loses and he's defeated, which could then turn into the bloodline match versus the faces match at Survivor Series and War Games. But I think Roman Reigns, he could end up having one more rematch with Cody Rhodes, and they do it for the 3rd time. Now, if I'm looking at the rest of the roster, there are some names that I really just like to see get a program with Cody Rhodes. The one that we are probably, when this is getting recorded, probably gonna happen, and it's going to be AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes. Bullet Club against Bullet Club members. I would love to see this match. I hope we are gonna get it. AJ as a heel, I think, really fits right now, and Cody needs quality opponents. I hope this is not going to be a one and done feud, and they could put on a 20-minute banger. So I'm really excited if we are going to get, at any point, if it is going to be the next PLE, AJ versus Cody. AJ would not win the belt. Cody is not losing that belt for several months. It's not going to happen, but I definitely can see them going on a prolonged feud. They want to build this thing for several months. It just depends how the draft shakes out. Okay, another person that I think could challenge Cody some point. It's a long shot. They're trying to build him up a lot this year. Braun Breaker. I think that depending on how everything shakes out, you could have Braun Breaker start rising up, and it'd be a good TV program for Cody. Something like they did with Shinsuke and Cody, which they're kind of spinning their wheels there, and I never felt totally invested in it. But for week-to-week TV, they try to tell an interesting story. Braun Breaker could be an interesting one that they test the waters for, bringing him up, trying to elevate Braun's stock in all of this. It'd be a fun one to do if they did try to elevate him, lose to Cody Rhodes, but then he could spin down to like the mid-card scene, and he'd still be doing good, and he could dominate in there. But Braun Breaker versus Cody, I'd like to see that, because Braun is just huge. Almost build him like a Brock Lesnar type, and see that he's going to be a good opponent for Cody. And it also gets some shine on Braun to work in the main event. Next up, Kevin Owens. The history of Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, with the intertwined everything laced around the bloodline, all of it. At WrestleMania 39, and we had Kevin Owens going over to SmackDown and leaving because they brought Jay over to Monday Night Raw, and it was all because of Cody Rhodes for Jay to get main event Jay onto Monday Night Raw. Kevin Owens leaving, they never really resolved that. And there's always just kind of that little element in there, and they could play with that. So what if after the draft, we do end up with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes on the same brand. It's another matchup they can go with. It's another program you can do. You can have them both as faces. Cody's going to be babyface. You need heels. Kevin Owens could turn heel, but he could also just be Kevin Owens and just be bitter and disgruntled, and they could revisit this whole story of like Kevin Owens feeling like everywhere I go, Cody Rhodes is there, and I'm sick of it, and I don't want to deal with this guy anymore, and I'm coming for the belt, and I'm gonna win this thing. You can do it for a month, you could do it for multiple months. Kevin Owens is a great superstar that you can kind of pivot and slot into different spots where you need him. Next up, and it's a match in a program I hope we do get, and it would create a lot of good stories and really kind of put Cody in a place where he's struggling. That's going to be Gunther. Gunther, I feel like now he's been off TV. He's probably going to come back after the draft, but I think you need now Gunther after losing the Intercontinental Championship. He's got to move up to the World Heavyweight. He's got to move off to the main event big titles so he can go for the World title or the Undisputed title. If you have Gunther and Cody on the same brand, I think then you are going to get that program. All of Imperium together, taking down Cody Rhodes. Cody has to define the odds, and he's got to beat the odds against Gunther. Gunther's a great program to have with Cody. You keep him strong, and Gunther can lose to Cody Rhodes, but you can do it in a DQ fashion, in a schmozzy, wonky finish, and that way you can try to keep Gunther very strong. He's only got this one loss against Sami Zayn. If you're going to lose to Cody, you got to do it in a way where it's going to protect him, and that he doesn't really lose clearly to Cody Rhodes. Cody's going to be very strong. He's defeated Roman Reigns. So he's going to hit like 3 crossroads on Gunther to get the win somehow, some way. But Gunther and Cody is an excellent, fresh program that I love to see. Now, I had Seth Rollins on this list, and I'm not too sure, and I'd like to know what you guys think. Would you want to revisit Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes? But now for the Undisputed Championship, Seth is going to be away, I think, for several months, and I think he needs it. 1, he needs to rest. 2, he did so much at WrestleMania. He put so many different people over, and the program's over. I'd kind of like to see Seth versus Cody maybe one more time. But now it's with the belt involved. And I think you could tell him a new, fresh story with it, because now you can say, Seth is coming in going, I did everything for you at WrestleMania. I was your shield. I literally took the chair shot from Roman Reigns, and you won the belt. You did it. You finished your story, and I lost everything. I lost the world title. I lost in the tag team match where you got pinned, Cody, by the final boss, not me. And I also got the chair shot to the back in this final moment, and now you're the big champion and everyone loves you and they forgot about me. You could get a bitter, angry Seth Rollins who just wants to take down Cody Rhodes. That'd be a cool one because you can go back to Cody's return at WrestleMania, fighting Seth Rollins, the pec tear, everything with the bloodline, everything leading up to 40, having WrestleMania 40. You can do this towards the tail end of the year. Seth versus Cody, almost part 2, part 3, whatever. It is a very cool story to tell. Maybe not this year, but into maybe WrestleMania 42. We're booking way out in advance, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just not sure. Is it going to tire the fans out if you did that between now and WrestleMania 41? Would you do that? And then the final one I have for all of you, CM Punk. Punk should be returning. We're in Punk right now. Funny. CM Punk is going to be returning probably very, very soon. And most likely he is going to end up fighting Drew McIntyre, Seth, and dealing with all of that because the feud between Drew and Punk is there and they're laying the groundwork for it. But at a later point in the year, could you end up seeing CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes? I like to see it. Yes, they're kind of buddy-buddy, but you could have some really cool moments and you could tell an amazing story between these two guys. And you could have Punk turn heel and go after Cody. But you could even have CM Punk win the belt off Cody Rhodes, like at Survivor Series with the Rumble or something like that, and then he takes that into WrestleMania. You never know. But it's another superstar that has a lot of storytelling ability. The promos between the two of them can be very strong. We've seen little tastes of this in the ring before Punk got injured. They could align and be in tag team matches together and then have to go against each other. Maybe Punk turns on Cody Rhodes. But there are a lot of options in here for all of Cody's feuds this year. You could roll up other guys like Braun Strowman if he returns and forms with the Wyatt family, or a new version of that with Uncle Howdy. Someone like that could really spice things up a little bit. But let me know your picks. Who faces Cody Rhodes this year? Is it just The Rock and Final Boss? We just do that? Who else do you think is a possibility? Comment below, let me know your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.